the Fifth Thug Nation alert. Keep his name on the streets till you lay in the dirt.
Exit Tupac, Enter Makaveli.
And I'm a little nigga, that's why it's so raw to watch me just battle lions, cause I'm a little skinny nigga battling niggas 3 times my size.
They say, how do you survive weighing 165 in the city where the skinny niggas die? Tell mama don't cry, even when they kill me.
Only Gab can do it like this. Yo, YouTube, what up? It's your homie Gab, I'm in the building. And this is Makaveli Media. The wrong height and the wrong weight. Now, Tupac's story, from beginning to end, is the most unique story and fascinating story in hip-hop. Without a doubt. From the beginning, the Black Panther upbringing, paying his dues through Digital Underground, to flat out superstardom with Death Row, to the tragic end and the mystery that continues to circulate around it. Yes, some of my most popular videos over the years have questioned the fact, could Tupac very well be still alive? And the reason people have so much interest in that subject is the inconsistencies surrounding Tupac's murder, down to the Coroner's Report. Now let's take a look at the Coroner's Report and what people have questioned over the years. This is part 1, so I'm strictly going to stay on the height and the weight. Now, on this official Las Vegas Coroner's Report, it has Tupac listed at 72 inches in height and 215 pounds in weight. Now, for us to determine whether or not that's incorrect, we have to come up with the right height and the right weight for Tupac on our own, because Tupac's not here and he can't tell us. So me personally, when I stood next to Tupac Shakur, he was about 16 or 17 years old. I don't remember how tall he was, and I'm sure he grew from 17 to the age 25 when he lost his life. So to try to get the right height and weight for Tupac, I called several of his homeboys and got their, estimation on how tall Tupac was. I called Money B. Now, I stood next to Money B when he came here in town and hung out with me on the set of something we was filming. And Money B was about 5'3". Money B is not the tallest guy in the world. Me, myself, I'm 6'1". With Timberlands on, I'm around 6'2", 6'2 and a half. So this particular day I had Timbs on and I stood next to Money B and I towered over Money B. But I asked Money B how tall was Tupac, and he told me straight up Tupac was about 5'8", and he agreed with me that his height was 5'3". So then I had to think about the same day when I was chilling with Money B, we had Reggie Wright Jr. with us from Death Row Records. Now Reggie Wright was about 5'8", maybe 5'7 and a half, 5'8". You know, and Reg told me that Tupac was about 5'9". That was Reggie's, estimate of how tall Tupac was. Here's a picture of me and Reggie standing together. You can clearly see that I'm about 4 inches taller than Reggie. I talked to Tupac's longtime homeboy from here, Baltimore City. I talked to Mouse Man. I said, Mouse Man, exactly how tall was Tupac? Mouse Man guessed around 5'10". He's around 5'6" himself, so he said Tupac would be about 5'10". Now, when I talked to Reggie, Reggie said that Suge Knight was around my height, 6'2". Suge just looked like a giant because everybody else was much shorter than him in height and width. He said Snoop Dogg was about 6'3", but he looks even taller because he's so skinny. Money B also told me that Shock G was about 6'1", and he's clearly at least 2 or 3 inches taller than Tupac. And you see Suge and Snoop both tower over Tupac. 6'2", Suge Knight, 6'3", Snoop Dogg. So all of these things make sense. Now, if you look at Tupac's driver's license, it says 5'10". If you looked at when Tupac was arrested, it has 5'11" on there. So if we go by what people say to us and how Tupac evaluated his own height, I would give Tupac around 5'10". 5'10" inches, probably to the T. Now, if you Google Tupac's height, it comes up 5'9". That's only 1 inch off, so you can't really argue that too much. You look at the height they have listed below with Biggie, Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight. It's pretty much accurate, give or take an inch. So, okay, so now we got a base. Tupac is 5'9", 5'10". Okay. On the Coroner's Report, once again, it's crucial to remember, they have him listed as 72 inches. That is approximately 6 feet tall. So they're 2 to 3 inches off in height. Now let's get to the weight portion. Tupac admitted himself that he weighed 165 pounds. Tupac was a slender guy. Even pumped up lifting weights, Tupac was probably no more than 175, 180. Now, people weights, fluctuate. On one of Tupac's IDs, it said he weighed 154 pounds. Tupac said he weighed 165. The Coroner's Report had Tupac listed at 215 pounds. That's 50 pounds in like a 5-month period. And nobody noticed that? Nah, something ain't right. How in a 5-month period of time when Tupac got on death row did he gain almost 50 pounds of weight and grew 3 inches in height? That's a huge inconsistency right there that should be explained. Now, I saw a video by someone conducting an interview with the alleged coroner who did the Coroner's Report on Tupac. But he left a cloud of doubt throughout this whole interview. When asked about these inconsistencies, the answers he gave made absolutely no sense. And here's why. By law, when conducting an autopsy, or when filling out the coroner's report, the coroner must be completely honest and accurate with his findings, especially in a murder case. When there's a homicide and there's a pending investigation, once again, the coroner must be completely accurate. Everything must match up. All I's gotta be dotted, all T's gotta be crossed. That's a fact. Now, if he wasn't sure about Tupac's height and weight, he could have just went to his driver's license and wrote down that information, but they can't do that. They must weigh the body and measure the body once again, so everything matches up. All the records match up. Now, the excuse he gave for the height, I think he said they spread the body out from head to toe flat, and I guess they would measure like the person was on their tippy toes. So if I stand on my tippy toes right now, I would only elevate an inch, at best an inch and a half, but not 2 or 3 inches. No way. So if Tupac is 5'9" or 5'10", him on his tippy toes would only be 5'11". At best.
An individual standing up is usually shorter than he is when he's lying down.
72 inches. Couldn't say his hair, because Tupac had a bald head. The other thing is the weight. Now, he said they picked the body up and they weighed the body on the gurney. That makes no sense at all.
Putting the gurney and the decedent on a scale.
Yeah.
And that scale may or may not be accurate.
How could you get an accurate weight if you had a gurney or a stretcher on the scale with the body? Then what would be the point of actually taking the body's weight? That made absolutely no sense. And the final piece to this whole warped out puzzle was when they asked the coroners, was it possible for someone to fake or forge such documentation? And he said yes.
Fake a coroner's certificate.
Oh, anything's possible.
Now, one of the weaker arguments when some people try to argue the point, they say that a person weighs more when they're dead than they did when they was alive. Not 50 pounds more. That's out the question. In closing, there's only 2 things that could have happened with the mistakes on this coroner's report. The first one being, maybe somebody wrote down the wrong stuff on the wrong form for the wrong person. Or 2, that wasn't Tupac's body.
So if it wasn't Tupac Shakur, I don't know who it was.
Number 1, nigga stars, damn.